Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to English 101. Congratulations on finishing your first long essay, first draft. We're going to be doing peer evaluations here in this week, and I want to show you the two options you have to do peer evaluations. I have a student example, and then I'll show you how to make comments on a Word document. Um, People sometimes say, why do we do peer evaluation? I think everyone finds it helpful when they get a chance to read another essay by another student, so that you can figure out if you're doing it right. I've had so many students come up to me and say, oh, I'm so glad I had a chance to read someone else's essay, just gave me a little idea what I need to do, or confirm some things I thought, or I learned something I didn't know. So peer evaluation um, is so valuable. Now, in an online setting, it's a little clunky because we have to share files on Blackboard. But the important thing is that you take time to read them. I would say do one a day, maybe you only need to do two peer evaluations for two other people in your group. And the idea is basically to give some feedback either in letter or in Word comments. But let's talk about writing peer evaluations and submitting them before we get into the two different types. So here we are in the weekly folder, and here are the two options. You can create a feedback letter. Some people like to write letters. I know I always enjoyed reading letters from other people, and these are the instructions for doing that. Or you can use the comment tool in Word. Now, it's important to say a couple things about joining a peer group. Please do not join a peer group unless you actually have an essay that is in there already. So that's the first step. Once you're in there, then that group is where you would conduct your peer evaluations. So let's take a look, first of all, at a sample letter. So letters should be about 1.5, 2 pages, minimum of 1.5. And this is a letter written by a student in my fall semester. And here she's speaking to the writer who is writing an essay about Volkswagen, and I can't remember the topic now. I think it was something about some of the troubles Volkswagen went through. You might remember, if you're a Volkswagen fan, they had an emissions scandal. She talks about visuals, descriptive, flow of thoughts here. She even mentions specific sentences, integration of sources, great transitions, and then she gives suggestions. And I think this is what people find extremely helpful. Again, you should have about 1.5 to 2 pages. Notice it is set up like a letter, so just the date, dear, and then a closing, sincerely, thanks, regards, whatever. First name of the person you're writing to, and of course, your first name here. When you save this, you should save it something like you could say Scott's letter to Sally, or something along those lines. That way, when you post it, people can see exactly who wrote the letter and who it belongs to. Cancel that. So notice we're not using MLA here. So it's one of the few times where you don't have to use MLA. The other option is to write comments in Word using the comment tool. So I've got my essay open that I'll be using as a sample here. It's a long essay. Kind of fits into the research example. I've got some visuals at the end and so forth. But let me show you how the comment tool works. This is the tool that I use when I evaluate student essays. So I'm going to use this ribbon up here and go into review, and you'll see here is the comment tool. So I might just make a comment here, and I'll write new comment. Hey, or whoops, type right here. Hey, I love this title. Or maybe in here I might say, let's say the comma was missing here. And I would say, okay, I think a comma should go here. I could just highlight that space and say, comma. Or I might say, strong thesis. And then again, I can go in and save these, do a save as, Scott's letter to, or comments to Sally or something along those lines. This is the way I make comments because I can make it a little bit more targeted and identify specific lines and specific passages. So once you're completed, and this is very important, you must submit them just like you did your first draft to me at Blackboard and then to your group. So the process is the same. I'll just show you one more time. When you have your letters ready, you're going to click here. And you see all the instructions will appear here. If you go all the way down, you want to attach files, you'll browse local files. Now, let's say these were my 2 letters. They're not, but I can highlight 2 files to upload and click open here. And you notice I'll attach those files right here. Now yours will say so-and-so's letter to so-and-so or comments to so-and-so. But you can load 2 files here, so you don't need to do any copying or pasting. When you're ready to go to your group, you're going to go back into your peer editing group. Click on whichever group you're a part of. And then again, just like you shared your first draft, you're going to go into File Exchange, add file, and again, browse local files, highlight the 2 that you want to submit. And I think you might have to do them one at a time here, but you can submit as many as you want here. Now, of course, only 2 are required. So again, that's how we do peer evaluation. You can write comments or you can write letters. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you enjoy the peer evaluation experience.